The new Juliet cutter from Siser is finally here. Rather than just rip it open and start cutting, we thought we'd do a full unboxing for those interested in purchasing since it just launched on our website. It is Black Friday and this guy is finally available. Let us know in the comment section down below what you're thankful for. Me personally, I'm thankful for this brand new Juliet cutter from Siser. Let's dive into it. Without further ado, let's bust it open. All right, so we can see this is still factory sealed from Siser. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got inside. Packing slip, that might be important. We'll keep that. Set this guy aside. Okay, very pretty. Set this aside. It's always good to recommend to keep your packaging materials. We always say you never know when you might need it again. Safe storage, things of that nature. So exercise a little caution right here. And so the adventure begins. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what we got inside. Power cord, okay, very nice. This is important, set that aside. Power supply, equally important. What we got here? Accessories, we'll dive into that in just a moment. What else do they provide us here? Documentation. Okay, let's take a look at this actually. So I see we got here some product information, operations manual. This is probably how we'll get the cutter registered and everything on our software. We'll go ahead and set this aside here. Oh wow, okay, so they have included a free cutting mat, which is gonna be great. You're never gonna have to waste any of your vinyl. You can use all of that with these awesome cutting mats. Your first cut is just a few steps away. All right, let's get this guy out of the box. This girl, I should say, Juliet. Okay, not too heavy, not too heavy. Set this gently here. Very nice Juliet branded stickers. Okay. Nice and easy. Ooh, this is shiny. All right, I'm just gonna open this. This looks like a spaceship. Okay, now additionally we do have a little bit of shrink wrap, so we're gonna be extra careful opening this as well. Kind of. And this gal is a beauty. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, additional foam packaging inside. You wanna make sure we get that nice and safely removed. Let's go ahead and drop this down here. Okay, so on the pinch rollers inside, I do see some safety locks right here. Once you release that lever in the back, we just flip down. These guys should come out nice and smooth. All right, boom, there we have it. Everything nice and laid out. You do want to stay organized, especially when you're setting up a machine for the first time. But we got a gorgeous cutter here. I do want to highlight a little bit on the back here. As you can see, we got 3 ports there. First is going to be a USB drive where you can load in pre-cut files and cut directly on the machine. Next to that is going to be our USB input. We can provide with our included cable, connect right to our computer there. And last, we have our power input. That's where we're going to be connecting our power cord so we get some juice running to this cutter. But beautiful design, like I keep saying. Let's go ahead and get this guy powered up. Plug this guy in here. Let's go ahead and get this connected to a power source. All regular standard US electrical. I see we got a little protective cover on these 3 prongs there. Let's go ahead and remove that. Get this guy plugged in. All right, power button time. A little nervous, let's go. Where is the power button? Right here. And it's booting up. This is gonna be the first power on. It's initializing right now, but look at this color display. My goodness. Got a really pretty screen on here. Is that LED lighting? Wowzers, every cutter should come with this. But you guys saw that was pretty quick. We got everything unboxed and we're set up. All right, so let's take a look at this beautiful touchscreen right here. I'm gonna take off the seal. Does anyone else love doing this part? Satisfying. Okay, so some of the features that make this such a user-friendly experience are gonna be the preloaded cut setting. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Right here, it's already defaulted to Easy Weed. It's probably one of the #1 selling heat transfer vinyls on the market. But if we explore into that option, boom, we got our different heat transfer vinyls, Easy Weed, brick, metal. We can jump over to our PSV, which is our pressure sensitive vinyl or sticker decal material. We got our etch, holographic, blackboard. Everything's already preloaded. If we tap on one of these, for example, we can see that we already have our preloaded settings. We'll go ahead and launch that. Now, great thing about this, while it does have all the preloaded settings for all the popular Siser heat transfer vinyls, you're not gonna be limited to just their line of products. You can always go in and adjust those settings on the fly, make your fine-tune adjustments, cut speed, force, all that good stuff there. Let's go back to home. I do want to touch on our general settings. So over here, there is a Wi-Fi functionality. So if you did want to run this wirelessly in your workplace, you will have that option as well. You have your camera settings here. This does offer contour cutting. So for your printed heat transfers, you can place those registration marks, and thanks to the helpful camera, you can identify where the print is, have that cut out precisely. We got our USB option here if you did want to load in those pre-cut designs. We got that port on the back that we touched on earlier. Now, after you've entered what material you're gonna be working with, dialed in everything, if you did forget to perform the cut test, you'll have a friendly option right here. Let's go ahead and tap that cut test button right there. Cut tests are very important. You don't want to have your material loaded, your design drawn up, everything ready for production, only to find that your settings were slightly off. So after you've entered your desired force, speed, selected the material you're going to use, always perform your test cut. What it's gonna do is make a small impression into your material that you will be able to physically weed, just to make sure that all the settings you dialed in are gonna be perfect, and making sure that your first cut comes out perfect. This is similar and comparable, I would say, to a nozzle check, maybe on a direct-to-garment or direct-to-film printer. You wanna make sure your first print comes out right, just like you wanna make sure your first cut comes out right. For a full breakdown on getting up and running, loading your blade, making your first cut, and a general overview on total operation, you can go ahead and hit the link in the description. The software is a free download, so for those interested, you can install this on your computer, start navigating, get familiar with the user-friendly interface, and in the software itself, it's gonna be loaded with tutorials, with everything we just mentioned. A quick start guide, exploring the interface, material settings, print and cut, and making your first cut. So let's go ahead right now and see if this is as user-friendly as they say. So I've gone ahead and already taken my blade holder. I've got my 45-degree angle blade. Let's go ahead and get this loaded inside. So I'm gonna hit this little knob on the top to open up the blade area, get that situated on there. And when you're cutting heat transfer vinyl, you wanna have this, I'd say, about a paper to credit card thickness of the blade tip exposed, and that can be adjusted pretty easily with that twist knob function on the push button portion here. So I'm just gonna drop this down so I have just a smidge sticking out there. And then once I've entered my desired blade depth, I can lock that in by securing this gold fastening ring here. Now let's go ahead and drop this into our blade holder. And go ahead and place this there like so. And then we're gonna turn this knob here just to make sure it's nice and secure. We got our blade loaded. Now, one of the great features about this machine, you will notice that there's gonna be multiple pinch rollers on the system. This will allow us to cut a variety of different heat transfer vinyl paper sizes, so you can always maximize the most of your material. Now, one thing we did not mention, Siser was kind enough to actually provide us with a few pieces of their heat transfer vinyl. This is great. This is exactly what you guys are gonna get, and we're gonna show you right now how easy this is to cut. Now, I do wanna go ahead and use the mat for this, because we do have a smaller kind of sampling piece of vinyl, so we're gonna take off this protective cover here. Now we're gonna go ahead and place the material in the lower corner. Now I have my heat transfer vinyl here. We're gonna start right there in this coordinate like so. Take our loaded cutting mat. We're gonna feed this into the back of the machine here. All right, let's go ahead and get that quick test cut in for all the reasons we've already mentioned. All right, let's make sure those settings we entered are good. All right, so I'm already seeing some good signs. I can sort of get a visual of the little impression there. Now let's go ahead and weed this out on camera just to make sure everything came out well. We don't want to lose any of our detail. Boom. Nice test cut, perfect precision. We already know our settings are gonna be dialed in thanks to the preloaded options in the Juliet. Let's go ahead and send a design. I'm gonna get this guy back in the machine. Let's do another cut. All right, we got all of our settings here. Everything's already locked and loaded. Gonna go ahead and send the cutter. We're connecting with USB. Ensure machine is ready, tool blade. Let's send it. We got our little progress bar here. I can barely hear the sound of this machine. This is gonna be ideal for the crafter looking to start offering decals, low color, single color jobs, really anything you could think of with your different heat transfer materials. And this guy is cutting pretty dang quick. So I'm gonna say high speed and low volume, especially considering this is a stepper motor machine. Those curves look really well. Usually where you'll see the signs of a DC servo motor, the stepper motor here looks like it's keeping up with everything we would want it to. And we are almost done. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and release our pinch rollers here, get our material and our cutting mat out. I'm gonna put this guy to the side here. Now let's attempt a quick weed to see if this did come out as good as we hope. So I'm just gonna start right here in the corner. Wowzers. As you can see, I was not very gentle on that peel, but as you can tell, we got the perfect cut, full design, matches exactly like what we saw in the software. Let's go ahead and give this guy a lift. I don't need any of this excess here. Carefully remove that off of my carrier sheet. Boom. First cut, you guys saw this. We registered everything, completed the process on camera. This thing came out awesome. And thanks to the preloaded settings, I didn't have to do any guesswork, just one quick test cut, and this was good to go. Very impressive. You can see that test cut there, still little baby t-shirt, the little cavity there in the middle just to show the accuracy, precision, and speed. But even on those curves, this stepper motor performed just like a DC servo in terms of accuracy, speed, and sound. One of the lowest volume cutters I've ever worked with. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was not a step-by-step breakdown tutorial on how to get operating with this. This was an official unboxing, legitimate overview. But you guys saw how easy this was. We took you start to finish, getting it out of the packaging, registered, connected, doing our test cut, setting our first job. Now, if you are looking for step-by-step hand-holding instruction, the Leonardo design software is loaded with pre-made tutorials, walkthroughs on making your first cut, going over the interface, print and cut, and more. That's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this one. With all the prosumer features kind of built into this machine, it's gonna be suitable for a variety of different consumers. If you're looking to take that first step into the craft world, into garment decorating, this will cover all of your different heat transfer materials, vinyls, and papers. Or maybe you're looking to expand your current offerings and offer things like decals, quick jobs, vinyl options, you name it. It's gonna be suitable for a variety of different workflows and operations, and it's available now. You can head over to the website, aprinceplico.com, hit the links in the description. If you do have any questions on the Siser Juliet, you can drop those in the section below. If you made it this far, hit that red subscribe button, drop a thumbs up. That's pretty much gonna do it for this one. My name is Esteban, we're All American Prince Ply. We'll see you on the next one.